That's really number one. They're not particularly concerned if you have experience or if you have a particular skill set. They want to know that you have an attitude that says you want to be there. Number one, you're doing it for the money, and they know that. But you're there because you want to improve yourself, and you want to learn, and you want to prepare yourself for the next job that you're going to get. As you go through this process here, you're going to have a number of jobs, and it's okay because you're always looking for something better, right? And so this next section here has to do. Oh, by the way, you can volunteer to do things that will teach you how to do stuff. We have people here at Covenant that do some volunteer work, but they're all learning. And one of the cool things about Covenant and other employees, they don't expect you to be here forever. They know you're here to learn something, and they want to equip you for the next job that you're going to get that'll pay you more money. Okay, and that's okay to do that. All you're doing is improving yourself. Your life changes as we grow older. We have more responsibilities, and it takes, what we want to do is get this line above this line so that you have discretionary income, and you spend less than what you make. And next time we're going to talk about how to save and invest and some ways to do that to maximize the return on your investment. So when you're applying for a job, you guys know what a resume is?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever made one?
Yeah, I made one. I made mine on Indeed.
And that's why I make mine too. I like Indeed. It's really good.
What's it called?
Indeed.
Oh,
It's
Indeed.
like-
Yeah. I've heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Was it hard?
No,
That-
it's easy to me.
What did you put in there?
I put in a description of where I went to school, how long, my experience in work, how many jobs I've held.
Okay. And what you did at those jobs? Okay.
And then I also asked for like a summary of what you did and
Okay.
yeah, certificates, other stuff like that you can add on there.
The older we are, the easier it is to put something like that together. But if you're just starting out, what do you start with? You're going to an employer, and you want to impress that employer. What are you gonna say to them?
The first actual job I actually had was Rayata, and I walked up to her. I said, I'm here for the experience. I'm bilingual. I could do a lot for the company. I have great customer service, and pretty much told them what I got, and I got the job literally the next day.
Did you really? And you're there to learn. They kind of must have picked up on that, because if you're there for the experience, you're there to learn. So they'll equip you for the next level up. The higher you go up the chain, the more money there is.
Yeah, I was there for about 6-7 months, and I quit because my mother-in-law, she got shot in the head, and it did some mental stuff to me. So
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
I couldn't go to work after that.
Yeah.
But that's actually one of my regrets, because I feel like I would have came up in that job.
Okay.
That was a big regret of mine.
Life throws stuff at you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it really does.
But I see it as a lesson from the Lord.
Really?
Yeah, like that's what I take it as, is because my whole life has been train wreck after train wreck, and I just look at it, I'm like, it's just an eye opener. Shows me how delicate life is.
I have found that when you go through things like that the Lord uses those experiences to teach you something that you're going to use later on to bless somebody else. Yeah, because I went through a bad marriage one time, and I had this feeling like I was having a heart attack, and so I went to the heart hospital and spent the night. They did all these tests, and so I said, "There's nothing wrong with your heart." So now when I work with folks who have experienced divorce and so forth, I said, "How's this doing?" And they go, "You know about that?" I said, "Yeah, I know about that. It's not life threatening. You know, it will get better." But those are the kinds of experiences that we have in life, and view them as though God is preparing you for tomorrow, because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, right? So that's a great testimony. Thanks for sharing that.
Thank you.
But if you feel you may be having a heart attack, still go to the doctors.
Well, there is that.
Yeah.
So when you're applying for the job, you know, list things like your education, like your work experience, like your attitude. I am here because I want to learn. Employers love to hear that. And I'm here to learn from you. They love to hear this. So the attitude really is extremely important. Go for entry-level positions, and you guys have already done that at retail and Amazon and, you know, some of those places where you're just basically doing the work that somebody tells you to do. One of the things that often gets, and I have a nephew that got in trouble with this because he thought he knew more than his supervisor. That doesn't play well. And he's no longer there. So the thing is, you have to be willing to accept criticism. Might be too strong a word, but advice or counsel from somebody who's in charge of you. And it just takes time to do that. So here are some work habits that we have talked a little bit about here. But show up on time. Now, I learned at a young age that doesn't mean show up on time. That means show up early. You know, get there. Yeah, if you're on time, you're late. You know, so get there 10 minutes early. Get there 15 minutes early. Allow the time to get there, and then work a little bit overtime. One of my employers told me, he said, if you want to be successful in this business, which happened to be bookkeeping and accounting, he said, you just work an hour longer than the next guy, and you don't get paid for it. You just do it because you're learning from that process. Learn to be uncomfortable. Now, we want comfort in this life, you know, and you get over here and you kind of have some comfort because you have more money coming in than you're spending. That's a good feeling. But learn to be uncomfortable in the job that you're in, that maybe you know more than the guy that's training you. That's possible because you have a better attitude than that person does. Or they somehow feel that their job is to lord themselves over you and they're more powerful than you are, so therefore they treat you with some disrespect. And that's not uncommon, but it kind of goes with the territory, you know. You just kind of have to do it.
When your boss is a female. Oh, I would. No disrespect. I know. I used to get a lot of crap from female managers, just because literally over nothing.
It was a gender thing.
Yeah, I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like because they felt like. You know, it happens a lot, and all my managers were females, and not just that. My store directors were good, he would purposely just. They were weird. Like, they had, you know, there's those the store directors who put females as managers just because they're females, you know, and they look good and all this. And that's how my.
There is some of that.
That's how my store directors were, you know, and I knew that's how they were. Because all the ugly females were like, no.
Tell us what you really think.
And you know that's just how it is.
Oh no, yeah.
You know,
but that also goes along with the same mental approach that bad things happen. All right, God put you in that situation for a reason. So learn from it, right? That's the next thing on the list. Be intentional about learning, okay? Every time you do something, you learn something. And the next time you do it, it won't be quite as hard. It'll be easier. And then the 10th time you do it, it'll just be like, you don't even have to think about it, okay? Avoid wrong friends. That's a real challenge. Wrong friends can lead you to do things that you don't want to do. Like, don't go to work today because you don't feel like it, okay? You go to work because it's part of your discipline. It's part of getting you from here to here. If you are irresponsible in your job, you'll never get out of here. You just never will. You're just going to be stuck for life. There's a difference between broke. See, they need me. There's a difference between broke and poor, right? Broke is temporary. You can always fix broke. Just go out and get more money or spend less, right?
Yeah, poor is what my mom is.
Poor is a decision that you don't want to get here, and so you do dumb stuff. If you want to be, I'm not going to say use the word rich because that's the wrong word. You can
Wealthy.
have,
Wealthy, generational wealth. That's my goal.
okay.
Is to get,
Wealth is fine, and there's lots of people that I don't consider myself wealthy. I consider myself stable. Yeah. I have more money than I need. Guys, that's a good place to be. I wake up in the morning, I don't have to do anything. But I've also spent 60 years doing it, you know, getting to that point. So you can do it. You have to believe in yourself, you gotta have big dreams. And then you just steadily plod along. That's one of the verses here that says, where is it? Oh, down there under things to consider, small, consistent actions, steady plodding every day you just keep doing something. Every day you just keep doing it. And it says here, the Bible says, steady plodding brings prosperity. Hasty speculation means doing dumb stuff brings poverty, poor. You'll never get from here to here. But steady plodding over a number of years will turn you into the person that you want to be. So these things to consider here. Oh, avoid this luxury lifestyle. There's a real tendency to want to buy stuff that you can't afford. I've been there. I've been there. And I think I told you last time, it's only been like the last 20 years that I really understood how money works. And so today I've got, I'm here. I wished I'd started 20 years before that because it would have made this come a lot faster.
live and learn.
Live and learn. So hopefully I'm teaching you guys about my mistakes that that you won't do. But luxury things like new cars and motorcycles and wherever else you guys buy, fancy phones, the top of the line.
I don't care how much money I got. I'm staying with an Obama phone. I don't care how much money I
Okay,
got.
good for you. As long as it works, right?
Yeah.
As long as it works.
Technically, you don't need to do that. I got a phone for $100 at a service over there on Main.
Yeah.
$100 unlocked. Took it. You can get the SIM card, put it in here, and it works.
I need to know about that.
Sell now.
That's
Sell
dope.
now. It's a Google Pixel 7.
Oh, I've
For
heard
like
of those.
$160.
The phone itself.
The phone itself unlocked and everything. You just get it. In
What's
the
your
SIM.
service provider?
I don't have one right now. I'm gonna go down and get.
Oh, okay.
I had T-Mobile with there.
Wait, so do you have service on your phone? or
Not right now.
No.
Okay.
T-Mobile is not the best,
What?
so to say.
I just had somebody pick T-Mobile. What's wrong with them?
Everything.
Everything.
I heard Verizon.
They just
and
poor
AT&T is
service,
pretty
poor-
good.
poor-
Verizon is all right. Spectrum, their Wi-Fi is, yeah.
Okay.
T-Mobile
That's
isn't
what
great.
Team,
It's not, T-Mobile isn't great.
T-Mobile's horrible. They make it seem like it's it's good. No,
They all do that.
no.
That's
I'm
called
pretty
marketing.
sure those like $5 a month plans
Yeah.
are better than T-Mobile.
Oh, yeah.
Guaranteed.
Bro,
Well, when you
I
come-
just noticed, is that a magic shirt? Or
Okay, we gotta focus on
Oh,
this.
sorry, I just got distracted by a
Okay,
shirt.
well,
what we
that's
have.
good to know. Next time when you get your service, let us know, okay? So anyhow, things to consider. Follow Christ. Guys, I've talked about that before, and I said, the Bible says this, you may have heard this verse before, but it says, for I know the plans I have for you. This is Jesus talking. This is God talking, right, through Jesus. So I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil. God wants what's best for us, to give you a future and a hope. Isn't that great? It's a wonderful truth, because God does care about us, and He wants us to have a future and a hope. And so when you do that, as you grow in your spiritual understanding of things that are going on, you'll understand that, and God really does care. People that you surround yourself with, some are boat anchors. You know, they'll hold you down, and And then there are others who will just lift you up and support you and honor you and encourage you. Those are the people you want to hang around. We talked briefly last time about marriage and picking the right spouse. Don't pick the wrong spouse.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't work very well. Take your time, and we're gonna talk more about this in the classes coming forward. But picking the right people in your life is so important, so important. I had a group of 4 or 5 guys around me that when I was making decisions and so forth, I would always get together with them, and they would pray for me and they'd give me counsel, and then I had a better chance of making the right decision versus my earlier life where I just did dumb stuff. I hate to mention how much money I wasted, but anyhow, it is what it is, right? So the other one is find your why, and this is the God-given life purpose that you identify as being unique to you, something that you really like to do. God places that desire in your heart, and so pursue the things that help you get there. The jobs that you take, and so on and so forth. Pursue greatness, and then, as I said earlier, be small, consistent actions. Steady plodding. Get in a routine of doing the same thing every day that leads you to the success that you want. Okay, that's the things. Now here's so a guy gave me this to me one time, and this is this next thing, the getting paid part. Work, little pay, minimum wage, right? Work, little pay. Work, little more pay. Work, more pay. Work, a lot of pay. When you get to the point where you're working, but you're here, it gives you options of how you can spend your time. So what I tell people, build your life so that you have a work optional life. If you want to work and you like to work, do it.
Who likes to work?
I do.
You know it's crazy.
But it depends. Actually, I don't like what you guys do. I wouldn't be able to do that. I like to do warehouse jobs, like, and if I had a concrete job where you make concrete, I would love that.
Some people like physical labor. Like me, you can tell by my physique, I'm not a physical labor kind of guy. I sit behind a desk and I use my head. That's what I do. Yeah.
See, I don't got a brain. I can't do that.
Yeah, and the computer is my life. It really is, and I had to learn how to use it, because when I got out of school, there weren't computers, there weren't laptops, there weren't smartphones, none of that stuff.
So you were still typewriters?
We had electric typewriters. That was kind of a big thing.
Okay.
Yeah, and you go.
We didn't have.
How do you do it?
We didn't have fax machines then. We didn't have push button phones. We had
Internet.
Rotary?
dial.
Yeah, rotary.
Oh yeah.
Rotary phones, yeah. When I saw my first, I went out to a client's office one time and he had one of these phones with the buttons and he goes, and I go, gotta have one of those, But man, I'm ancient. So we didn't have smartphones and laptops. But what I had to learn was that technology was coming into the business world, and I knew I had to learn it, because if I didn't, I was going to get left behind. You guys are facing artificial intelligence.
Yeah, I hate that. You know what it stands for? AI? Antichrist incoming.
Well,
Antichrist incoming.
okay. Well, it could be, but it's here. It's here to stay. I mean, it is. We see it on our phones all the time.
Yeah, I see how despicable this world is getting now. I don't like it.
No, wait a minute. We're going to talk about that.
Important question.
Yeah.
Not have. I know you probably have. Did you use up a pager?
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, I did.
Fun.
Yeah.
Things are fun, bro.
Yeah, I remember.
All that stuff I had.
Bro. My mom used to always tell me stories about pages and all types of stuff.
Let's stay focused.
Yeah, but that was the life I grew up in, and things. Now, the reason I bring that up is because of artificial intelligence, AI. Guys, I think it's here to stay. I don't understand it. I'm not sure I have the energy at this point in my life to want to learn it, but I know a little bit about it.
It's just Terminator. That's
Well,
just what it is. It's the T-1000.
You don't know that. You don't know that for sure. I think it's here to stay. It's really in its young stages right now. But over time, now the one other thing I do know in the research that I have done is AI isn't going to take jobs away. AI is going to create jobs, and it's going to create trade jobs, working outside, building things, electricians, plumbers. AI is not going to do that. So there's opportunities out there for all that. So don't discount it completely. Learn about it, and then use it and apply it in whatever your direction that you're going. Okay. But if you're working outside and you're in the trades, those aren't going away. They're not. So.
Robots can't do that.
Huh?
Robots can't do all that outside work.
I don't know how they could. I don't know how they could, but so give it up some thought. So anyhow, the whole idea is give yourself some time, steadily plod along, go from here to here. This could take 20 years, probably will take 20, 30 years for you to get over here, where finally you say, I'm making more money than I'm spending. And next time we get together, we're going to talk about save and invest, make more than you spend, save and invest the difference, and do it over a long period of time. And when you do, you will get here. You can't forget this particular circle. But in the meantime, enjoy life. Enjoy work. Work is enjoyable if you're doing the right thing. If you're doing the thing that you like.
I hate not having a job, bro.
Do you?
Literally, I sit there and I think I like beat myself up. I'm like, why don't you have a job?
You know what? You know why? You know why?
No.
Because when you're doing something of value and you're helping other people, you feel good about yourself. And when you're not doing that, you have a void in your life. So you need to do something that not only you like, but it blessing other people, benefiting other people. And if you have that, I mean, I really enjoyed what I did for 30 some years until all of a sudden I couldn't, and the Lord took me in a different direction. And that's fine, as long as you're open for that.
My main goal is to go around the road and teach people about the Lord, because there's I see a lot of people on the internet, like females, men, they're so lost into lust, into drugs, and it saddens me to see that, because we're all brothers and sisters realistically, everybody's come from the same ancestors.
It sounds to me like you're called to do that, maybe. Whether that means you're a pastor or whatever, but I think if we're in the body of Christ, which I am, I like the idea of helping people move one step closer in their relationship. If I see something that I have a friend who's a believer, I know he is. There's no question about it. But he drinks to excess. So shall I just let him do that, or shall I figure out a way to talk to him about that and say, your bad testimony to the Lord, and it's certainly not helping you health-wise or anything. You need to get your arms around that. So I know what you're saying. We're surrounded by people who just have things in their life that are keeping them here. They'll never get here if they don't solve them. And it's not that we're trying to get them there to make more money and to be wealthy. What we're trying to do is get them there so that they can live that life of hope that Jesus talks about. And believe me, it works, guys. I've been around a long time. The more you have the Lord in your life,
I beg to differ.
doesn't make life easy.
I beg to differ. But I mean, everybody's entitled to their own beliefs.
Yeah?
It just doesn't work for me.
Okay. Okay. I believe it works for me. I've lived around long enough to know that things that I've done that are stupid don't work well. But,
Well, I know that, obviously.
yeah,
See,
Okay.
look, what I notice is a lot of people, when they're told about the Lord, they're misguided, like a false prophet, you know, like Jesus
There are,
speaks
yeah.
about it, and I used to hate God. I hated Jesus, and then I found out the way He died for us. I found out just so much. Gave me a beautiful wife, gave me a daughter, and that's all I could have ever asked for Him. Like, especially after seeing the only person I considered my mother pass, something stuck me in.
yeah, yeah,
And it was the Lord, it was the Holy Spirit.
I get it.
So-
I came to faith through the death of a friend. And it's a hard way to do it, but it just I had to evaluate whether my life was the way I wanted it to go, or whether, and the pastor stood up and he told us that this guy knew the Lord. And I can tell you where he is now. He's in heaven. Mansions of gold. Okay, so it's a good thing. So consider, I mean, if you don't know Him, give some time thinking about it. God, Jesus said, "I'm the way, the truth, and the life. No
And
one comes to the Father except
Also,
by me."
I learned that when we do that, God is nobody can sell their soul because God already owns our soul. He's, everybody chooses if they want to be with the Lord or if they don't. And if you don't, it's your choice. And ultimately, God is the one
Yeah.
who could really destroy us.
I'm glad you've come to that place in your life, man. That's great. So, any other questions? Any other comments before we wrap this thing up? Nobody went to sleep, Sam.
Almost.
If they go almost.
Not like that. I fall asleep everywhere I go.
Do you?
Yeah,
Me too. I'm known for my
I just
naps.
don't like being in places long.
That's why I didn't graduate high school, man. I'm working on it, but I was just always sleeping in class and
Well.
never. Yeah. And well, also I was.
That's
always-
because you weren't challenged, right?
Yeah, I was smoking marijuana.
Well, that'll do it.
Yeah,
All right,
I was a
guys.
bad child,
Thanks for being here. Next time, we're gonna talk about saving and investing and
unfortunately.
stuff like that.
I mean,
Well, not still, but
Thank
I
you, he said,
dropped out.
he said, guys, he
Oh,
said
I'm
thank
sorry.
you, and he said we're gonna learn next time.
Okay, next time, be here.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks guys for being here.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Yeah, bro. I dropped out of high school because I was getting in fights and people didn't like me. And
Didn't you have a family thing that caused you to, or that happened later?
Yeah, that happened later. But,
Okay.
well, that happened like 2 years ago. I was
No problem.
20 years
And
old.
I'm gonna meet with you guys in a second,
Yeah.
we're gonna finish this
Yeah.
up real quick.
Well, no, I was 19 actually. Well, I just turned 20